So today I want to talk about Marvel Rivals as a casual player. I've been playing it for quite some time right now. It's about 150 hours, and I've been really enjoying my time so far. Usually I don't put that many hours in a new game. I'm more of a like 20 to 50 hour type of player, and then usually I get bored and move on to the next game. Only for like certain games I stuck around because I've been playing them for a long time, or if I have a lot of friends I can play with. But this time Marvel Rivals has really captivated me. It's been real fun so far. It's really nice just to play some casual rounds after work. I've been having a lot of fun. So to start off, I want to go about the game specifics and just give my thoughts about the game in general and yeah, what I feel like the game is providing so far and if I want to continue playing in the future or not. So let's start off with generalization. So this game is obviously a copy of Overwatch 2, but or of Overwatch in general. I used to play Overwatch back when it came out for the PlayStation 3, I think. It's been quite a while. And it's basically the same game, just better. So they took the core concept and just made it way more enjoyable. And they already used a franchise which is already quite well known, just as Marvel's. It's really nice. You recognize a lot of the characters. You kind of can see how they can imagine the way they would play. And oftentimes I feel like they've really found the right vibe of the characters. Because, for example, if you play Spider-Man, it really feels like it's actually Spider-Man. And I feel like they did a really good job at like implementing the power fantasy of that certain character. And some characters are way better, others are okay, but in general, I think they really managed to hit the right spot. The game released with a real big hero rooster, and I really like that you already at the start of the game you were able to choose your characters and your playstyles. And I feel like even while playing the same roles, you have the opportunity to choose like real different playstyles. Even if you would like to play damage dealer, for example, you have very different ways of approaching it. So, for example, if you play like Punisher, it's pretty straightforward. You just spam and try to deal as much damage as possible. But if you play someone like Silo, for example, you have to be a little more tactical with your gameplay and try to flank the enemies. You try to catch them off guard. You try to one-shot enemies who are out of position. So it feels quite different, even if you play the same role. Like I feel like Punisher and Moon Knight are basically the guys who just spam into the enemies and hope for the best. But there are a lot of damage dealers where you pick off some kills from the side, or even Namo I also like to play. You just try to plant your little fishies or your little octopus. You plant like your squids and try to perma-damage the enemy. It's a little bit more tactical. You also have a good disengage, so it feels like each of the characters is quite unique in their own way. And I really enjoy it so far. So I'm not stuck into I play damage, I have to play a certain way. It's like even in their own separate roles, there's a lot of variety inside of the roles themselves. So I've been enjoying it quite a lot. So you can have a change of pace every other game. So you're not locked in into one position. You can just even play the same role and have a different experience each game. And I feel like this is one of the parts that made me able to come back quite a while or quite a lot. Basically, the game follows the same concept as Overwatch. It's just the classic three roles, but with different names like Vanguard, Duelist, and Strategist. So basically your tank, damage dealer, and healer. Personally, I don't really mind playing any role. I feel like for the most part, I like to play tank personally because I feel like I have the most impact as a tank. Because I can also kind of cover the damage part a little bit. Only if the enemy healers are good, it doesn't matter as a tank. Only like if I play Magneto, then I'm able to one-shot some guys in the backline with my ult. But for most of the time, I can catch an squishy enemy who's out of position. So I feel like for me personally, tank is the most useful role if I play him. I'm not that good on damage dealer. I try sometimes, but I feel like I'm not able to reach the same results as when I play a tank. And the healer as well. I feel like healer is really good, but it's sometimes boring because you just spam left click. I mean, some healers have different gameplay, such as for me, example, I really like Cloak and Dagger because the ult is really good for moving forward. If you're like stuck, you can just ult into the enemies and help push your team a bit forward or you secure the point. It's really nice that you have this kind of impact as a healer. I also like this quite a bit. So it really depends on which champion you play, but for me, I feel like tank is my main role for now. And sometimes I switch between tank and damage, and the buddy with whom I play most of the time is the healer. So I don't usually play healer in ranked anymore, it's just tank and damage. Basically, I'm waiting for what my team picks and I just fill. I don't really care which role, so that's fine with me. And all roles at the end of the day feel quite rewarding to play. So there's no bad feelings. Even if I play like 5 times tanks in a row, I can just swap. If I want to go more aggressive, I'm going for like Venom or Hulk. If I feel like, okay, I'm defending my point, I'm going for like Penny or Magneto. So it's a lot of variety in between the roles themselves. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. And it's not as repetitive as one might think. But at the end of the day, I feel like all 3 classes are necessary if you want to win the match. And teamwork. This game, it shows really hard how important teamwork is at the end of the day. So basically, I feel like if you only have one healer, it's almost over. Only if the enemy damage dealers kind of suck, but it's really hard to win with one healer. 2 healers is like necessary. Sometimes I feel like they already saw that the meta is like 3 healers, but that only works if you have a good damage dealer. Even if you have 3 healers and like 2 tanks and 1 damage, sometimes no one of the enemies dies. So even if you stay alive, it doesn't really matter. And then when enemies have like a one-shot ultimate, it's kind of doesn't matter at all. So I feel like the right balance is 2-2-2, but some games you feel like you need some more offensive, or your damage dealer sucks, or your tank sucks, your healer sucks. It really depends on the players itself. If you have 2-2-2, you're pretty much is a good all-rounder pick. And yeah, even if you don't, oftentimes it still works out. It really depends on the player. Yeah, especially in competitive mode. If you play quick play, it's oftentimes you feel like you're playing with bots and or against bots. But even the times when you win like 5 in a row, so it shouldn't be bots, but I'm not sure sometimes if there are bots in your team or an enemy team. I feel like it's fine in a quick match. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, if I don't want it, I just go for ranked. That's totally fine with me. So let's talk about monetization. I mean, the barrier to entry to Marvel Rivals is non-existent. It's a free-to-play game. You can play it on your PlayStation, or on your computer. I have some friends I play with on PlayStation. Otherwise, I play on PC. The only thing I wish for would be that you could link your accounts. It's kind of annoying if you have to swap accounts and you don't have your skins on your different account just because it's a console. It would be nice if you can fuse them. And I don't understand why you can't play ranked with your mates. Like it's not that competitive. Just let me play ranked with my PlayStation buddies. The aim assist doesn't really matter, and yeah, maybe PC players will dominate at the end of the day, but I don't care. I would love to just play ranked because I like quick match, but it's always more fun when there's something at stake. So for me personally, I would love to play, or I don't know, maybe let people opt in or opt out. I don't know the solution to this, but I feel like it would be great if you have like cross progression and ranked crossplay as well. But at least you can do crossplay. That's a good thing, at least. I hope maybe they put later on it maybe like a third ranked mode. I don't care, for open players so everyone can join. I don't know what's the solution to this, but I feel like they should implement something. For now, you don't have to pay to play any of the game modes. Everything is free. You can just boot up the game, play for free, and yeah, that's great. You have all heroes, all characters. You will get new characters as well, so nothing to complain, in my opinion. I'm also a long-time League player. Haven't been playing in a while right now, but I'm always on a break, like once a year. I start playing again for a couple of weeks and then I stop. For me personally, I feel like skins are one of the best ways to monetize the game. Let the players who want to play for free, let them play for free. And if you feel like you want to look a certain way in the game or support the game or whatever's your reason for buying skins, I feel like this is one of the best ways to monetize a free-to-play game for me personally. I know also I'm a skin buyer, I'm a League player, as I said before. So yeah, if I want to look cool, I'm buying skins. I don't care. And some of the skins are really nice. At the beginning, there were like a few ones I felt like, okay, I want to spend money, but I didn't really feel like spending because the skins weren't what I wanted them to be. For example, Captain America, I bought this Avenger skin because it's like the best, but I would have liked to have a better skin. But yeah, that's like complaining on a really small scales. I just hope some better skins will come out in the future. Yeah, so the skins, personally, especially Psylocke skins, they were very nice. Of course, the Mrs. Invisible skin, very nice. I like that the Chinese games are not afraid to make characters attractive. I feel like that's a real big part of why you would buy skins in the first place. Or would I buy a skin that's ugly? I don't understand the current way of thinking in gaming right now. Why so many Western studios do this, and I feel like it's good that we have some Eastern competitors who are not afraid to put like attractive characters in the game. I really enjoyed it. You basically look the entire game at the characters, why not make them attractive, right? That really helps. In the game, the characters look cool. The dudes are like fucking bodybuilders, and yeah, it's nice. So also there's the Battle Pass. I feel like they took the Helldivers 2 approach. You can buy the Battle Pass and you can finish it, or you can put it in a backlog and take the next one. and you can just finish it on your own time. I feel like it's a really good approach. I like that, especially for people who are not gaming like every day for hours and hours. I mean, I have to work. Sometimes I'm just tired in the evening. I don't want to play. And on the weekends, I'm not always there as well. So it feels just like, yeah, just give me the free reign on how to spend my time grinding. Sometimes I have like a week where I can play for like hours on end, and the other week I'm not playing at all. So you don't really get captured by FOMO. And I feel like for a couple bucks you can just buy the battle pass if you want to, and if not, then don't. I feel like it's a really good model. I'm quite happy with it, and I hope it stays this way. Just making skins and battle passes, and not something in-game related or something, or some modes. I hope they stick with their current monetization. For now, I'm really happy with it. Of course, they have to make money as a company at the end of the day. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion. Let's talk about balancing. I feel like for me personally, some ultimates are just totally busted. Like, I don't know if it's like a low elo thing. Mostly when I play games, I'm usually gold to plat on average, and I'm stuck around there because I don't have that much time to play games, and I don't feel like abusing meta. I think it's always boring if you just pick like the best character, and I don't like it. I guess with my general skill and time, I oftentimes just barely reach like plat if I have a good season or the characters I play are strong. But basically, I'm always in between like gold and plat in any game I play. I feel like my main elo. In this elo currently, I feel like healer ults are quite strong. If you look at Luna, everyone is invincible except you have like in the same moment a Magneto ult or Iron Man ult, which the enemy is not able to block. I feel like the healer ults are just busted. If you have 3 healers and they all do their invincibility ults and rotate, it's like you have such a short window to kill an enemy, or you have to be really careful to catch an enemy out of position at the right time, because the heals are really, really strong. For me, as I said before, I really like to play tank, so it's quite hard to catch someone if they get healed so hard permanently. It's really annoying if you're fighting for like 2 minutes straight, you see none of the enemies die. You press your tab button and you see 0 kills in your team. This is like the one of the worst things for me personally. I hate it so much. When you like fight and you almost kill someone, but I'm a tank, so I can't really burst the enemies. And they get healed and ult and healed and ult, and I'm just standing there like, yeah, great. Until I get killed, and then the point is over and that's it. I don't know if it's like a balancing issue or like a low elo skill issue, but I feel like there are a lot of casuals in this game, so maybe you should try to approach the casual gameplay a bit more rather than pro play. I feel like they've done this quite a lot, but I haven't checked out the professional scene or anything like that. I'm just playing for myself with some friends and I'm having fun most of the time, but some games are just so frustrating, especially if you can't overcome the enemy heals, because as I've said before, most of the people want to play damage, and then you have like 3 damage dealers in your team, and my homie plays healer. I'm most of the time a tank, and sometimes you get then 1 healer in your team and the rest plays damage. And you see the game and your teammates just don't deal damage. This has to be one of the worst things ever. You can't kill the enemies. You're trying, you're fighting, you're holding the point, but it doesn't matter because no one of the enemy team is dying ever. This is like the worst feeling in this entire game. I don't know if that's like a balancing issue or something, but I hope they figured it out and don't try to overbalance things, but still have a little bit of leeway, but also manage to keep the game fun. That should be the focus, of course, to keep the game fun, to keep the players engaged. The roles, sometimes it just feels like healer is way too strong, and it's like a good healer can totally change the game. A good damage dealer as well, but this ceiling to be a good damage dealer is way higher than to be a good healer. You just have to be okay, and you can kind of carry your team, and as a damage dealer you have to be quite outstanding to carry your team. And as a tank, I don't know, it doesn't really matter that much. I can keep the focus on myself and I keep the point, and I can try to protect my backline, or I can try to push my team forward. It always feels like it doesn't matter that much, but if I'm not there, the point never gets taken. It feels a little bit off, but also feels quite rewarding. So I'm kind of torn on this tank issue. That's my opinion. I feel like healer is the easiest to play quite well, and then maybe tank, and then damage, because I have so many damage healers who don't deal any damage. This has to be one of the worst parts of the game. If you're in a team and your damage just doesn't work. In the future, I hope they maybe introduce some more tank strategies. I feel like there are only like 2 tank options right now. Either you go all in, like Hulk or Venom, or you're just like a frontliner, as Magneto. I mean, some outliers like Penny are still there, who is able to protect the point, but if you're pushed out of the point, you're quite useless. Maybe some more viable playstyles for tanks. I feel like damage, they've done quite a good job, and healers as well. maybe some. I like the idea of Adam Warlock and Rocket healers, which ult isn't just here big circle, no damage, come in the circle, great. Maybe they should try some more different approaches, but we'll see when they release new characters. Maybe they have some different mechanics. I'd love to see it in the future. Right now, I feel like it's the best hero shooter. I haven't heard of any other hero shooter which is so big. Even if you like scroll to Instagram or TikTok or whatever you see of YouTube, there's a lot of Marvel Rivals content. A lot of people like to watch it, a lot of people like to play it. It's pretty well received, I would say. In conclusion, I think the game is very fun. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. I will continue to play it. I'm trying to climb as far as I can. I feel like I might be able to reach Diamond. I have another mate in the pipeline who's about to be kind of good. So that's the struggle for me. I try to have mates who are quite good, and it's not that easy to have players on the same level you can comfortably play with. I feel like in the future I'm able to reach Diamond, maybe low Diamond, high Diamond, I don't know. I'm trying. I keep playing. I keep try to improve. I personally like to switch my champions. I don't like to play the same characters every game. I feel like I have to switch like every 2 or 3 games to not get bored. I don't feel like this is the meta strategy, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to have fun and climb as well. So we'll see how it goes at the end of the day, right? And for anyone wondering if they should play it, just try it out. I mean, it's free. It's a really fun game. If you have some mates, even on console or PC or whatever, you can crossplay. Just have a couple of rounds. Quick play is still very fun. The ranked is fun as well. Content is coming. They are patching every other day. There's a new patch, a new update. I like it a lot. Give it a try. That's my rambling about the game. As a casual player, I have been playing a lot. It has been very fun, and I will continue to play in the future as well. So let me know what you think about this game, and see you in the next one. Bye.